What is up, guys? Thanks for stopping back by the channel, and as always, I got daily updates for you. My first order of business today is I had to show off this rendering that my buddy Harris did. If you caught the video the other day when I got the car out and I was talking about I had to do a little like photo shoot of the car, well, that's what it was for. My buddy Harris was super talented with you know, doing photoshops and mock-ups and stuff like that. Well, he did one of my car, and I'm gonna post it up here on the screen so you can check it out. But it kind of got me to thinking like what I was really focused on as far as the car goes, and you know what my goals were, why I got into the car, you know, Fox bodies in general. And like it kind of got my head spinning a little bit, and you know, I was wondering maybe I was going too far, or maybe I wasn't going far enough, or what I really needed to do. So Foxcast Media is like my company, and basically all I do is deal with 78 to 93 Fox chassis Fords, not just Mustangs, but Fairmonts, Thunderbirds, Cougars, stuff like that. There's a million different cars that were on this chassis, but you know, Mustangs are the big part of it. Since I started this company back in 2015, there's been a lot of evolution with the species. You know, they were kind of seen as throwaway cars, track cars, stuff like that. They've been LS swapped and drag raced and thrown away, cut up, whatever. And the tide has been turning recently, and people are building like these sick cars. And most of them are buddies of mine. I got to see them firsthand, and so the species is evolving a little bit, and I felt like that my car needed to evolve as well, and I needed to kind of put my own spin and my own touch on my personal Fox, and you know, just kind of put it out there because it is kind of a representation of the brand. It goes to all the events like Mustang Week and Streetcar Takeover, NMRA races, Foxtoberfest, and is in the limelight in booths and stuff like that. It's featured on the website and in these videos. So the car kind of has to represent what Fox body culture is all about. So my thoughts were, it has to be cool. It has to be different. It has to be maybe not necessarily over the top, but it has to mimic where the whole culture is going. And so that just kind of got my head spinning, and it actually went in two different directions, not just one. So if you're wondering, yes, we're making a monster road. I got to thinking about it, the more like I started hatching plans in my head about how I would build the car. I wouldn't want to buy anything particularly nice because it's going to get beat on. I'm going to drag race it a lot, and it's going to get drug all over the country and taking the Friday night test and tunes, stuff like that. So it's not like I would be looking for something that was overly nice, and it would be something that I would strip down. You know, would take the air conditioning out, the power steering, probably. It would have drag wheels on it, sound deadening and stuff. I would scrape all that out. Maybe a cage, depends on how fast I end up going. But I would still want it to be a street car, but I would want something that would be a street strip car. Maybe some nitrous, I don't know. Still a stick car. I know it's going to be a stick car. But so instead of focusing on what I should be focusing on, which is the 92, I'm sitting here hatching plans for another Fox. So that basically has my head spinning, and I don't really know which way to go. But I do know that I'm going to have a second Fox body, and so that's going to be coming. So I will admit it's kind of a relieving feeling having come to that conclusion that there's going to have to be a second Fox. And the biggest reason is because I was getting a little bit apprehensive on going that far with the 92, simply because as I said before, it's getting away from what makes me really fall in love with the car. Now, there's nothing wrong with having really nice cars, but when it comes to a driver's car, which is what I like, you know, it has to be a stick, and, you know, I don't care if it beats me up because it's got stiff suspension and wide tires and stuff like that. Then I want to feel what the car's doing, and it's a lot of the reason I don't like this car as much, because it's a little more refined and I can't tell what it's doing the way I can in a Fox chassis car. Now, granted, this is typically or technically considered a Fox chassis car, but they made a whole lot of changes and a whole lot of refinements, added traction control, all that stuff, and it just isn't the same. I don't feel as one with the car as I do in like a 79 and 93 Mustang, and that's where that kind of disconnect comes between the different models as far as I'm concerned. So that's pretty much where my head's at right now. I've got to have another Fox, and that's going to allow me to do what I want to do, which is drag race, what I love to do, which is drag race. And it's also going to allow me to kind of push the envelope and stay ahead of the curve with, you know, all the wild builds that are coming out, because there's some sick, really sick cars out there that are being built. People are really dumping a lot of money into these cars, and they're coming of age. I talk to guys every day on Facebook and the Instagram page and stuff that had Terminators and GT500s, even GT350s, and they're wanting to get back into these older cars simply because that's what they cut their teeth on when they were growing up. And so they're able to spend a whole lot of cash on them and just do ridiculous things. I mean, I'm GT500 swapped. I've seen S197 interiors in these cars. Like, there's limitless possibilities when you're building a car like this, and I want to be with that because my car is kind of in the limelight, so to speak, at these different events and on the website and in these videos, so it has to represent that as well. So that's where I'm going with it, but I'm also going to have my cake and eat it too. And that's going to be a, you know, high winding little 306 with aluminum heads, maybe some nitrous, and something that I can bang gears and kill some tires and have a whole lot of fun with. So that's where that's going. But as far as the coyote swap, quick update for you. I've got plans probably Saturday. We're going to go ahead and pull the drivetrain out of the car so I can get that sold. And I do have some parts on the way. I'm probably going to do an update on that tomorrow as far as what parts I've got on the way. And things are still moving along full steam ahead on that. And lots of stuff going on. So if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button, hit a thumbs up, shoot a comment. I respond to every comment in case you hadn't noticed. And I appreciate all the feedback. Really makes things great and lets me know that people kind of enjoy what we're doing. And again, if there's anything you want to see, happy to do it for you. So thank you very much. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll check back with you tomorrow.